charged with aggravated assault. Well, malls are usually busy places on the weekend, but today it was protesters, not shoppers, who flooded into the Toronto Eaton Centre at issue the provincial minimum wage. CTV's Scott Lightfoot reports.
Most days, Amelia White can be found working at a grocery store for $10.25 an hour.
You have to decide if you want to eat or if you want to have heat.
Today, she took to the streets with hundreds of others calling for Ontario's minimum wage to be increased to $14 an hour.
$14 an hour is 10% above the poverty line. $11 an hour is 16% below.
$11 is what the provincial government has pledged to raise the minimum wage to starting in June. That wage will be tied to the rate of inflation, but those who favor $14 say it means those receiving minimum wage will be forever tied to living below the poverty line.
The misconception is that somehow these are all school kids making pocket money, when in fact over half of them are actually families living on this kind of a wage.
In a surprise move, they took their message to the center of one of the largest shopping malls in Canada. Inside the Eaton Centre, surrounded by stores full of retail workers and in front of a crowd of curious shoppers, the protesters loudly and peacefully delivered their call for a $14 minimum wage before heading back to the streets.
Those taking part today are hoping that this becomes an election issue whenever an election is called in this province. But they're also concerned that one of the three major parties in this province hasn't taken a stand when it comes to raising the minimum wage.
As an NDPer, I don't know. I mean, I believe that they should have come out and they should have articulated where they stand and what kind of a price. Now, maybe in the midst of an election, who knows, because we're around the corner from an election.
This was one of 14 similar rallies held across the province today. Organizers say they chose this day because it's Family Day weekend and there are many families trying to make things work on minimum wage. Scott Lightfoot, CTV News.